This would be a nightmare. The invasion of the Body Snatchers, or the Body Snatchers, which is a 1955 movie, The Body Snatchers, which was like a 1956 film, The Body Snatchers. Then you had the invasion of the Body Snatchers, where they took over the people's body. And they're emotionless. They don't have any emotions at all. And that would really, it wouldn't be nice at all. It wasn't. So if they were like a species that came here and they took over somebody's body, and they didn't have no emotions, no empathy, no nothing, no love. They were just, and you wanted to exist among them, you'd have to be emotionless. No empathy, no sympathy, no nothing. That it is said that there are things like that, beings like that, that are on this earth and walking amongst us, according to films, according to conspiracy theories. Now, it is true that there are people who don't have any emotions at all. They're emotionless, and when you look in their eyes, it looks like something's happened to them. And you may have noticed some people who have changed. They like flipped, and you don't know what happened to them. They used to be normal, but now they're really different. It's like something happened on the inside of them, and you may not be liking that something that happened on the inside of them at all. You may not. And it really would, to me, it would be like a nightmare if I was able to look around with like spiritual eyes and I could see people like, say, down there with that face, sitting amongst regular people, but yet if you had these special glasses and stuff, special lenses, you could see them. What if that happens, really? What if they are among us? That's the movie Them, or they live down there. What if something happens and you're out around and you're walking, and then we have like a catastrophic mutating event, and this is part of the catastrophic mutating event. All of a sudden you see who walks among you, and you realize there's not that very many humans left. You're like you're the rare species. And this other species, the Body Snatchers, they came here to take over the planet and get rid of the species that are on it. Gina, honey, that's all make-believe. Is it make-believe? Is it really make-believe? I remember reading something about the military. They wanted to do something to get rid of the religious fanatics. They did. They didn't like religious extremism or anything like that. Any type of extremism, I guess, like maybe the belief in a higher power or something like that. There was something going on. There was. Gina, will you get right down to it? I can get right down to it. I really can. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Apple Brooks, honey. Thank you for those hearts flying up the screen. Let's go to the Body Snatchers, because they got some Body Snatchers, and it was kind of strange. Let's look what this says right here. The Body Snatchers is it's a science fiction novel by the American writer Jack Finney, originally serialized in December 1954 and published in the book form the following year. It describes the town of Mill Valley in California, Marion County. Why in California? Being invaded by seeds that have drifted to Earth, I can't see it, from space. Well, what kind of seeds would have drifted from Earth to space? Well, the Science Channel did a thing. If aliens invaded the Earth, the Science Channel, I'm going to show you it because when it first came out, there was hardly any views. Science Channel, if aliens invaded the Earth. It was back in around 2019. It was a mini-series. Oh, look at this. Space God Tom. A mini-series where explores possible alien invasion from space. Alien invasion. What would happen if the aliens contacted the Earth? Science Channel sets alien-themed programming. No, I wanted to see if aliens invaded the Earth, the Sasquatch Chronicles. So you can see it. Look, you have to see these before the aliens invade. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, you all. Let me get back over here. Gina, you're supposed to be looking at these aliens. I am. This was really interesting. I want to find which one I clicked into. I think I clicked into the Body Snatchers. This was kind of creepy. You know, you don't want to watch this because it's kind of scary. But this is what happens, you all. The person you see, they depicted like this mother laying in the bed, and the child comes up there and say, "Mommy, Mommy." And she wakes up, and he realizes the frequency of her is not his mommy. It looks like his mommy, and he runs downstairs, and the dad cannot even tell the difference. But that's what that movie is about. They cannot tell the difference. Who is who? I'd really like to find which one of these I clicked into. I really would. Oh, here it is. They're parasitic. So could you imagine, okay, we have a parasitic, which is like a parasite that take over your body. You want your body taken over? I don't want my body taken over. Look, it involves a San Francisco health inspector and his colleague who, over the course of a few days, that's all it took was 2 days, more or less, that humans are being replaced by alien duplicates. Each is a perfect biological clone of the person replaced, but devoid of empathy and humanity. You all, there is something to that right now. That would be kind of like a AI, maybe, because they wouldn't have any empathy for humanity. Gina, that's not nice. Well, I'm just saying, but there are people who don't have any, and it's kind of sad. Look, a race of parasitic, predatory, gelatinous, let's see what they're made of. Gelatinous creatures, okay. Oh, they are translucent. Gelatin is translucent, colorless, flavorless food ingredient commonly derived from collagen taken from the animal body parts. It's brittle when dry, rubbery when moist. It may be referred to as hydrolyzed collagen, hydrolyzed gelatin. So they're a gelatinous creature, you all. Let me see if I can do something with the gelatinous creature. Parasitic, gelatinous, well, okay. We have right here is a graphene base wideband semi-flexible array antenna with a parasitic patch. You do not, Gina. Oh, I'm not going to read that paper. Oh, yeah, it's a gelatinous patch, so it's parasitic. Whoever thought that there would be a gelatinous patch that could be parasitic? Researcher sounds the alarm after finding the parasites in the mantle. Oh, Gina, don't you say that. They're living organisms. Okay, the nano stuff and flexible antenna. They want to reduce the parasitic resistance and things of that nature. But let's look at the body snatchers. We don't want to get into that at all. We really don't. So these creatures, which they abandon their dying planet and they travel to Earth, where they take the form of small plant-like pods that grow pink flowers. And they bring one of the flowers home, and this woman awakens the next morning to discover her husband acting cold and distant. Now, we could say that we have people in our lives that we meet every day that are kind of cold and distant. We can really. So I sure hope that they're not taken over by these parasites, these whatever they are. I really hope we're not. Cold and distant and dropping nondescript debris in one of the garbage. She fears her husband is an imposter. A person which has been replaced by an identical imposter. They advise this, you also. Look at that. A hysterical man warns them of danger by being pursued. They get a hit and run. They are surrounded by emotionless onlookers. Are you seeing a lot of emotionless things at the stores lately? When you go into the stores. Hello there, Frank, honey. The sequel, they squeal like pigs. That's exactly what they said. They squeal like a pig. The person was climbing. What? Midwest, are you telling something that happened? Somebody climbing on top of a seat? There's a video out of a woman screaming on the plane. Oh, yeah, we saw that. We saw that, and she said he's not human. He is not human. Someone in China freaked out the same way, and the entire crew. So we've got something like this. These people are emotionless. No, I don't want to do that. I got to click that out. I wanted to see what was this about. So they have a mysterious embryonic adult body resembling somebody. So they look like embryos. Children in a dark theater. What they do. Okay. The pod people are extraterrestrials emerging from later stage pods, and they take the forms and the memories of the sleeping humans as the original humans crumble and disintegrate. They emit a shrill to scream to summon others when they discover a human being is among them. Wasn't there other movies like that where they scream because there's a human? So if they can take your memories and pretend to be you, they more or less could act human. Couldn't they act human? They would look like they were human. But then you have these underground, you'd have to have cloning centers too, wouldn't you? So there are images of cloning, whatever, bases and cloning centers. Look at this. But Gina, that's all make-believe. There's no such thing. There is a such thing. They have done this. They did the sheep, is what they did. Cloning of, what was it? We have a human cloning. Human reproductive cloning. They produce a genetic copy of an existing person using somatic cell nuclear transfer, which has never been done. Many scientists believe that it can never be safe. Overwhelming majorities reject its use, but there is no federal law on human reproductive cloning. Several states and dozens of countries and international agreements prohibit it. Research cloning. So they've done this. They can do it. You can have, look, you got Dolly the sheep was the first one. We're getting closer to cloning humans. We are. They've already done it. You know they have. Designer babies. That's Gina, don't you tap into that. I'm just saying, I'm talking about cloning. I'm not saying nothing about any of that. I'm not. That's what gave me my first YouTube strike. This right here. This thing right here. My very first YouTube strike. It was this thing. And the heart, that real famous heart center, how they were using this for the heart patients. And I got my very first YouTube strike because of it. And that was back in 2010. around 2019 or 2020, my very first one. And I could not even contest it. I couldn't do anything about it. They would hear nothing of it. But I did look at this right here. Discover the new advances in the world of this with the, right here. That right there. So they got it. And, you know, you got the Dolly the sheep. And you've got designer babies. That's okay. And you've got, you got cloning centers. There is cloning centers. You got them. I hope they're not in a, selling your soul means waking up in a cloning center. That's kind of gross. It really is. Now this looks like it's a CGI, but would the aliens do that to the humans, you all? Were they the ones responsible for all of this stuff? The alien greys? Surely they're not masters in genetics. Some would say that the alien greys are some type of beings. They would say they're demonic. They're bad beings, and they're genetically modifying, and they're the ones who abduct you on the ship so they can take your sperm and your ovum, and they can recreate whatever they want to recreate. They can do you use your body as I don't know. They signed an agreement to use your body. And it is said that once you're abducted, they normally keep it in the family. So if any of you have been taken aboard a ship, and you remember laying on a table, a steel table, and you got yourself in the birthing position, and you see some kind of something over you, you know what's going on. They're taking something out of you because it's very valuable to them. And maybe they want to create a new type of species using your eggs and your sperm and stuff like that. They just might. Oh, my goodness gracious. Everything is alive. It is so alive. Hello there, Danny. Love it, honey. They are saying you can take over your clone and live forever. Oh, wow. Is that like your, do you get a clone? Your clone could be your avatar. Is that what they're saying? Because if we got these type of clones walking amongst us like this movie, they live. How did they take over his body and pretend? How did they take over the people's body and the people didn't even know it? Really? How would you know it? An alien politician? You have these people, they're talking on their watches. Are they talking on their watches? Because if they're talking on their watches, they are telling on people maybe, perhaps. And you don't want to... Why are they doing that? Conform. You have to go to sleep. You can have no ideas. Marry, reproduce, sleep, watch, and surrender your body to them. Gina, honey, you're not doing it right. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to do it. I really am. Let me do this right here. There was something about them taking over the states, pushing their agendas is what it was. Gina, can you get over there? I can do it. I'm trying to get over here to the extraterrestrial beings who have taken over everyone. They have, but I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not. This is like a story time with Gina, and it's the invasion of the Body Snatchers, and or the Body Snatchers, where the parasitic race of beings, they take over your body, and you become void of emotions and all of that, and they just pretend to be you. And the you that used to exist is no more, because you could be like a zombie. The zombie apocalypse. Would the zombie apocalypse be these things that take over your body? the pod people body snatchers. We'll see that the NPCs are in our families. What is the NPCs? Some may be closer to you. What's the NPC? I wear them. You wear stuff, you all. So we got an NPC. I wonder what an NPC is because I'm not really knowing what it is. Look, so here's their plan right here. Their plan is they're ambushed by duplicates and they are injected with sedatives to they have got this duplicate telling them about the aliens' history and their plan to replace the terrestrial life which is on planet Earth. So these people took some speed and it enabled them to stay awake, I guess. Oh, I wanted to see where it said the state because there was something about them taking over the world. And I'm not able to find it, you all, but that's what they wanted to do. They're in the governments and they get ruthless and they put forth their plans to take over the whole entire world. Gina, this is not good for you, Gina. But we have people who are the clones are devoid of empathy and humanity. They are. When you have people who can go out and just do something really bad and have no remorse whatsoever, you can say that they are devoid of empathy and humanity. I would say that there is this right here is on the rise. I think the aliens are here and the invasion has already began, is what's happened. And they live. I've never watched that. I don't think I could sit down and totally watch this movie. It's so hard for me to sit down. I can last maybe 15, 20 minutes, if at that, you all, watching anything. What if they are those? What if the clones? Okay. So we've got the clones. We got cloned humans in government. Let's do that. Cloned humans in the government. See if we can find some cloned humans. All right. His clone army. They had this guy in one of the countries that was like his clone, is what they had. Let's see. They all have body doubles too. If you remember seeing a lot of these people, they don't look the same at all. They don't. Of course, he could be a little bit older in this picture. He could. When you get older, you do change somewhat. 2000, I would say he probably did age. And why do people's ears get bigger when they get older? Have you thought about that? This one right here, let's just look at her for a second. Hillary Clinton. Okay, let's see what she looks like. This is her. You know she don't look like that right now. And then this is her. She don't look like that right now. Now, you know that doesn't look like her either. This doesn't look like her. This one. Look at this one. No. Or this one. These don't look like her. Why is this going so slow, you all? Something is dragging down my internet, and I've got fiber optic. I've got a a really good connection. Was this her in the very go-get? Right there? No. See, these don't look the same. None of these look... Well, I shouldn't say none of them. No, they've got body doubles. And they're probably... Okay, you all. I'm gonna do another one right here because this is wild. It's so wild. Look at this one of her. I wouldn't say that these are body doubles. I would say that they're people who kind of sort of look like them, is what I would say. We are having a day. Now let's pull up another individual who really does change also. Let's see. Who else? We are living a nightmare, you all. We got these body doubles. Let's do Mr. Let's do Putin. I used to like to watch him on horseback. I did. I admit it. I did. Years ago, whenever I see the people wear sunglasses, I think that may not be the real person right there. Okay, let's see. That doesn't look like him. Sometimes he looks different. They try hard. Some of these rulers, these leaders, they look like they never age, is what it seems like. That definitely doesn't look like him right there. Let's find another one. No, that doesn't look like him. His eyes are wrong. That don't look like him. He's a little too wimpy looking. He really is. No, you all, come on now. We know that this is, these aren't the real people. They bound to have, this is the worst one I've seen yet. Right there. He's got awful big hands right there. That could be him. I'm not sure. No, that doesn't look like him at all, you all. It doesn't. Look for the one with him. Yes, I want to see him on horseback. Putin. On horseback with no shirt. Let's see him on horseback with no shirt. You, I would watch this video with him. I would. They portrayed him as the ultimate warrior. They did. And I didn't mind. I didn't mind watching. I did not mind it at all. Oh, we haven't seen any president in the United States going around looking like that. We saw Obama once in his swimming trunks on vacation, but that was about it, you all. Going fishing. That's right. There he is. He's on his horseback. And he's hunting out there without his shirt on. And that may not be him catching a fish. It may not. But it's all right, you all. At least he was riding a bear. You know that they can Photoshop that. That is a Photoshopping. Okay, that's him. He loves his horse. He does. That was Putin. Putin. Now, wait, he has chest on. He has hair on his chest in one of these. No, that's not him. That's somebody else. Okay, that is someone else, you all. There was someone else. I don't know if it's them either, you all. I don't. Let's see if we can find any shirtless other people, you all. Gina, this is not a very nice video. Okay, well, I can't help it. Oh my goodness, you all. He was the only other one showing the shirtless being. It was him. Okay, and he didn't mind. Muscular men are perceived to be stronger leaders, the study finds. Okay. Well, all right. Who are these? I don't know who that. Paul Ryan. How did they get these? Gina, honey, why you want to do these videos? I have no idea how we ended up on this video, you all. We was talking about clones. That King Charles, does he have, King Charles. Oh my goodness, you all. We can have fun. We can have a tad bit of fun. Okay, we have one. We have one individual right there. He's young. He's trying to pose, is what he's trying to do. But he don't look like that now, you all. He does not. Who else? Who else does we have like that, you all? Gina, did you show it? I didn't show it. Oh, here he is right here, you all. Kind of got myself sidetracked. I did. That's him. Shirtless politicians. Let's see. I wouldn't want to be out somewhere and somebody gets my picture because I wouldn't look too good in a bikini or a bathing suit at my age. Maybe when I was younger. Maybe. I don't want to look at the men's bodies. I don't. We got to get out of the body of the men's. Okay, we do. John Travolta. No. I've did it too much, you all. We're talking about the clones, and I don't think they were all clones. Clones. Living around us. JFK, yes. Okay, we got some clones. You can look at this, you all. The term cloning describes a number of different processes that can be used to produce a genetically identified copy of a biological entity. And that biological, I'm pushing my thing, that biological entity could be you. It could be someone who looks identical to you. Have you ever noticed that some of your children are like an exact replica of you? Have you, well, thank you, Alex, honey. You got children who are sometimes exact replicas of you. I'm trying to see where I'm at on this video because I'm having to restart it and stuff, you on. I just can't see. They dropped this chat down to 137, then they had it back up to 180 something, 130 second. So clones. Biological materials. Do they occur naturally? Yes. What are the types of artificial cloning? You can see they got the pigs, research and genes and animals. And have humans been cloned? South Korea has successfully cloned a human embryo. But their cloning humans is more difficult than other animals because of the proteins and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's right, you all. So we got Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and it would be scary if we had a race of parasitic beings that took over our bodies and looked just like us. And we become emotionless, no empathy, no nothing. That would not be nice at all. It wouldn't. It's bad enough we've got some humans that are like that. They're void of emotions. Totally void. And you look for some empathy, you look for some sympathy, and you get none. You don't get any at all. It's because something's missing on the inside. Why did they write this in the 1945 movie? The Body Snatchers. Is this when the aliens came around about this time to the earth? Their presence was made known? It's quite possibly so. It is. 187. Hello there, Gooch cheese, Gooch grease. Hello. I don't even know what this one is from right here, the Body Snatcher movies. I wouldn't watch it because I'd probably have nightmares. But there's something to it. Look at that. They got your handprint right there. The invasion of the Body Snatchers. Putin and his cronies watching you. That's okay. There was one person who I really liked to watch. They did her wrong, though. And I was trying to think, did they make a replica of her? Her name was Yugla. What was her name? She was the Ukrainian woman. Yugla something. And they got her out of power. Vinsky, I can't remember her last name. Yulga Vinsky. Let's see if it'll pull it up. No, I can't pull her up. They held her prisoner in somewhere for a long time. I can't remember her name. I don't know. Rushinsky. The black guitar, you all. Let me do this. It's just this right here. As far as Madonna, you feel sorry for her clone. A lot of these people do not look like the same people anymore. They do not. Let's look at Madonna because it's totally different. She's probably dead and gone. Madonna. I don't even know who that is. I don't. Is that supposed to be Madonna now? Look, they always say plastic surgery. And she looks super young. And then look at this one. There's no way. This is not even her. What has she done to her teeth? Is this like the Papa Don't Preach? I don't know if that's her. An unknown called Madonna. That might be her. I have no idea. Or what about this one? See, we don't know. I think they vanished. Totally vanished. Looks like a material girl, a lost soul. That's not her. It's like that Simon guy. That Simon guy who did the Simon something, and he had plastic surgery, and they want us to think that it's him. No, that's not him. Look how many times he's changed. I think he's gone too. Simon Caldwell. They want us to think, it's something different. No, it's not. These, they're not the same. Look at this. Plastic surgery befores and afters and all of that kind of stuff. I just think he was gone completely. I just don't know about these people. It just doesn't seem natural. It doesn't. None at all, you all. Does not sound natural. He had lots of drones, clones is what he had. Probably. Yeah, the POW guy. That is a wonderful idea. Let me see something. Okay, this is the one right here. This woman, I want to show her because they didn't like this woman. And I think this was who it was. Right here. Do you remember seeing this woman right here? Former Ukrainian woman, where they got her and they held her in a prison and they beat her up and they did everything to her. She was like in opposition and they treated her really bad. And then she finally got let out of wherever it was that she was at. It wasn't nice. I used to follow what happened to her. The Ukrainian opposition leader, Yulia. Somebody didn't like her at all. Something is happening. So what happened to her? She got put in prison. And they beat her up. They did all kinds of things to her, which wasn't very nice. What I think is happening is that they are blocking the live chat is what they're doing. Gina, what are you doing on this lady? This is when she got out of prison after being held captive. She didn't even have the strength to stand after they got through with her. At all. She was a crisis actor. Is that what she was? What if everybody is a crisis actor? What if everyone is that? Everything in politics, nothing is real. Everything is an illusion. Nothing is as it seems because everything is a show. What if that's what it is, you all? Look, now I can't even get any big pictures. Everything we see on TV, it's all for show. And nothing's real. Look how they're making these pictures tiny. It could be. It could be, you all. Can they bring me back on? Can they, can you see me? I don't know what happened. Can you see me? Oh my gosh, you all. This is wild. It's all wild. I am going to go. That's what I'm going to do. There probably is a lot of people whose bodies has been snatched. There's a lot of clones. There's a lot of people, famous people, who don't look like themselves at times, and you can see it by you go do an image search. You can see that they don't look like who they're supposed to be. Their features are different, slightly. They might look a little bit similar, and then they want to tell you, well, they had surgery or something like that. Something's not right. And if that movie, They Live, is real, and we have beings walking among us and we don't know it, but yet somehow we figure it out, then things are just going to get really, it's going to be a big bumpy ride, really bumpy. So I'm going to go. And with that being said, thank you for your comments. And hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And wish my eyes were better without my glasses, but they're not. They're not. Everything's a blur on my little phone beneath me. I can see the letters right here. I can see the letters over there. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, everyone. Good night.